matters before the court today in the matters of People versus Jody Lynn DeJarnett. And some of our ancestors said Desjardins, but I think they pronounce it DeJarnett. File number 246310N is a zoning violation in the village of White Pigeon, and 246320N is another matter. Aaron Geschwint from the Sieber-Thal law firm is here on behalf of the village, and their zoning officer Douglas Kuhlman is also here. We had previous hearing in this matter and went through a lot of pictures and looked at things, and the defendant was interested in trying to get the property back up to code. The original citations were issued in April. I issued a compliance order. Let me find it. Actually signed on August 19th. I continued the matter until August 11th, but for reasons I don't understand or remember, it got bumped back to today. I think somebody was unavailable on October 11th. So today is October 11th. Today is October 23rd, and all the parties were here. This is actually set for a status hearing. The defendant has contacted the court and given some update, and so has Officer Kuhlman. So let's begin by placing Officer Kuhlman and the defendant Jody Desjardins under oath. You both swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
I do.
All right. The court continued this into October. When we start to get later into the year, it's hard to get things done. Our hearing was actually sometime earlier than August. It wasn't actually signed until August 11th to see what kind of progress you could make on the property. So, Ms. Geschwint, thank you for being here today. And Mr. Kuhlman. Mr. Kuhlman, what's the current status at this property?
Good afternoon, Your Honor, and thank you. So it's 501 West Chicago Road, just for clarity.
Yes.
You had asked that I do go back and do an inspection. I think at this point in time, I don't know that Jody wants to consider me a friend, but I think we're at the point that we're working together. She's been keeping me abreast of what's going on. I did not go back and do another inspection because I do know that this is emotional for her. I have driven by the property several times. There is being a new roof installed on the property as we speak. However, it's not completed. They have done quite a bit of work. She sent me pictures as well of some of the improvements that they have made. She has obtained an electrical permit. However, our electrical inspector does have some concerns about the magnitude of the work that has to be done, that they may not have the ability to meet those codes. But at any rate, she has been keeping me up to breast on what's going on. A new twist as of yesterday, the village of White Pigeon notified me that the $110 check that she wrote to our building inspector was returned as account closed, and the village has been penalized an additional $10 for that bad check. So at this point, there's not a valid building permit out there because of the bad check. But I think we can overcome that as well. And then at some point in time, when I guess Jody thinks that she's got the inside to where it would meet code, we could certainly go back and do another inspection.
All right. Ms. DeJarnett, in your correspondence, you've indicated several things. That you're working on bringing the property into compliance. You're, in the meantime, working 40 hours a week. You're not living in the house at this time. You're living in your car and staying with friends.
Yes.
You also indicated that you put your brother's name on the property.
Yes.
So he is now a co-owner of the property, and you and he both have medical issues that prohibit you from making as much progress as you would like. But I do believe you're making good faith effort to bring this property back. Obviously, the first thing you need to do is get a roof on it. And you've been working on that. How close are they to completing the roof?
I'm gonna sell my motor home and get the Amish young man back to my place and have him finish it off. I'm asking maybe for just another 4 weeks if I could. I want to apologize to both you, Your Honor, and Mr. Kuhlman last time during court. My nephew brought it to my attention that I got a little snippy, and I do apologize. This is really traumatizing to go through.
Well, as Mr. Kuhlman said, this is very emotional.
It is. I don't think you folks realize.
All right, so has your brother, well, let's go back to the roof question first. How much needs to be done to get it finished?
Just a small dining area in the garage, but I'm gonna have Luke come back and finish it off. The licensed roofer that did the big area, the big section of the home.
Well, nothing else matters
What's
unless
that?
you complete that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Nothing else matters unless you complete the roof.
I know.
There's no sense doing anything else unless the house is secure from the elements and it's about to get cold and wet.
Right.
We've had a wonderful run of beautiful weather, but
I
it's
know.
about to end.
My brother thought he could do it, and I think he just bit off too much, more than he could chew. And we're getting financially strapped. I mean, I think you saw the breakdown that I submitted. We've spent, we're over $16,000 already. We've had some close friends out of Coleman, Michigan. The Stutzmans help us out. I have to repay them back. Scott, my brother, sold his motor home to get the roof done. We are honestly working on this. We don't want to lose the home. He needs a place to live as well. I'm trying to take care of him. That's why I put him on the deed so that he could do the circuit breaker box and the plumbing, which he is absolutely certain he can get done. So I told him, why don't I just sell my motor home, bring Luke back and get the rest of the roofing done so he doesn't have to worry about that section of the house. I did want to talk to you about the basement wall that Ron Belair took photos of.
Tell me about that.
Well, I bought the home in 2012 and I bought it online. I didn't have a realtor, so I didn't have to have a building inspection or electrical inspection done at that time. It wasn't required. Now, and I actually was honest with him and told him when he came to my door, I let him know about the wall, and I wish I would not have, because he probably would have missed it. But he did a walkthrough within less than 15 minutes. So sure enough, he put it on the list as repairs. And I checked that wall. Actually, I was paranoid when I first purchased the house and checked it frequently. That wall hasn't budged. Someone evidently didn't lay it properly when we built the home. He wants it repaired. I want to know what he means by repair. I bought the house that way in 2012. What exactly does he want done?
Well, I'm not sure. I saw in your correspondence you spoke to this issue, but obviously you don't want to get through all this and have the house collapse because the foundation is defective when a rainy spell or otherwise. But let's try to take care of the more immediate problems first. So the way I understood it, you put your brother as an owner of the house so he could do some of this work as an owner rather than hire a contractor to do it?
Yeah, it's going to save us close to $6,000. And he can be intelligent. He knows what he's doing when it comes to wiring and plumbing. Roofing, no, he didn't know what he was doing. He thought he could do it. And I told him just hold back on that. And I'll bring Luke back.
No matter who does it, it's going to have to pass inspection.
I know.
And I will tell you that they're more meticulous about non-contractors doing it than lay people. But I understand that you have financial issues. If you had $1 million, you'd have this all fixed and we'd be doing something other than this. Ms. Geschwind, what's your take on this?
I guess I'll defer to Mr. Kuhlman for what we want. Obviously, we just want the property continued compliance in everything the court said, but I'll defer to Mr. Coolman on the rest.
All right.
Your Honor, I think, again, she's making progress. I don't know why Ron would have looked at the basement wall. I can share those pictures if you want. I don't think that's a significant issue. I'm like you, we need to get it secured from the elements of the weather. And the point about putting Scott on the property so he could do the own work, I think that's one of the concerns that the electrical inspector has, because apparently it's requiring a new meter base outside and it's requiring a complete new panel inside. So I think he just has concerns that they're gonna dump money into this and it's not gonna be compliant, but I'm certainly willing to take the court's judgment as to how far they would like to move this out to give her the opportunity.
Well, I guess that's up to them. If they do it wrong, it has to get fixed. I remember a house not in my neighborhood where the contractor didn't do it right, and they had to undo it all to the cost of about $160,000 additional dollars. Mr. Jarnett, you're working toward this, and the town, the village, and the inspectors are all kind of pulling for you. It's much easier for them if you get it code compliant than the other options, which are cumbersome and expensive. So I'm willing to continue this for further review into January. And see how you're doing. So I would continue this to January 15th, 2025, if we're all still here. I don't want you living in your car. And I'd like you to be able to get back in your house. It's getting cold out. And so we've been at this since this summer, and it also is going to be beyond the time when you can do this sort of thing. November.
This takes time and money, and when you don't have the resources, I've been single for the last 10 years, so I'm wondering, it's not easy.
Like, I understand, but the first thing we need to do is get a secure roof on it. The elements are going to still come in there. The roof's going to leak. It's going to damage everything else. If you can't even get the roof done before winter comes, it's not very promising that you're going to be able to do the rest of it.
I have no doubts we'll get it done. It should be done within the month, within a couple of weeks, hopefully.
All right, well, I'm going to delay it all the way into January. If the village believes we need a hearing before that, you can petition for one. Last year, it snowed on Halloween, then snow again until the 31st of December. We went through the whole month of December without any snow.
Yeah, we've had mild winters.
And I don't know that we're in for another one, but you got to get that done. There were also safety issues. You know, you had the house divided into 2 units. There were heating issues and electrical issues, which could result in the house burning down.
Well, who doesn't use extension cords? You go through every home in this county, and I'm sure everyone's got an extension cord hooked up. This is all political. You know, I'm not stupid.
Well, yes, no, I won't give you each case, but I can tell you how many houses have burned down because of electrical issues.
I know, but you guys want to play God, and you can't play God. I mean, you guys want to read the future, and it's wrong. This is wrong. I apologize. I know you guys are doing your job. But this is wrong that you guys take home.
Well, let's say that I don't write the laws. Somebody else makes the laws, and then they bring the case to the court.
I know.
But I don't know if I go back far enough. There's 50 house fires that were caused by electrical problems, and maybe a dozen or more where people were killed. Children. There was a terrible fire in Constantine a number of years ago. We just had a fire at some ramshackle shack outside of Constantine where 2 children were killed. We had another case down in Mottville where there was a fire with some illegal electrical stuff and someone was killed. So I don't do this just because I need something to do. But as a practical matter, your house is in such bad shape, you need somebody like me to prod you into repairing it, or it will just fall down around you. And we've seen that more than once too. So I'm not mad at you. I'm pulling for you. I'd like you to be able.
It was a wake-up call. I definitely needed some fire lit under my ass, excuse me, but it's the truth. And I've been depressed. My kids, you know, they don't speak to me. It's been tough. It's easy to
you have limited resources and you're doing the best you can, but the first thing we got to do is get the roof on there. Is January too far out, Mr. Coleman? You think I should set it in December?
No, I think January is fine because she does have an electrical permit pulled, so they are trying. I don't know whether you would like to lend some direction or if I can ask her directly when she could take care of this bad check that has been presented.
Yeah, Officer Burgoyne actually called me as I was walking into the courthouse, and that was my fault. I thought that everything had cleared. It was a week later, and I completely forgot about that check for the electrical permit. And I can actually go right after I leave court today. And he told me to go up to the village and pay in cash. That would be
very good.
Yeah,
you need to tear up that checkbook. That account is closed. So, but yeah, you can pay in cash by Friday, but today is fine.
I apologize.
All right, let's take a look at this on January 15th at 1:15. I'll still be here.
Your Honor,
See what you're doing, yes?
I don't need that long. I really think that, you know, 6 weeks for sure.
All right, well, let's see. Then we'll also see how you're doing on the electrical.
Okay.
First, we got to get to, I would like to hear that you got permits and you're living in it by January. But let's see. So that'll be enough time to give you get the roof fixed, which you got to do whether I tell you to do it or not. Otherwise, your house is going to fall down. Then we'll worry about the electrical. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. January 15th.
Your Honor, is she having trouble with the contractor or is she just having the financial issue with it?
With the electrical?
The roofing contractor?
Yes.
No, my brother wanted to save money and he just thought he could do it. And I told him no.
So is the roofing contractor is willing to complete the job?
Yes, yes, he is. Luke is willing to come back.
Okay.
All right, very good. So once again, do you have any questions? All right, I'll see you in January. By that time, I hope you got a roof over your head.
Thank you all very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you,
Thank
Your
you,
Honor.
Mr. Cummings.
Thank you.